this is I clipped this. There was a debate going on online, and I thought that it would be interesting to bring it to air. It's going to reiterate something we talked about when we said, hey, single people out there, Tampa streets are hot. There's a lot that is going on out there with a lot of diseases. And we had nurses who called in and said that they are seeing cases that are coming into the hospitals of people who are, out there in the dating world because syphilis is making a run. And there's just, HIV is out there still. I mean, there's fear for people who are out there who are in the dating, hang out, and let's just throw caution in the wind kind of community.
Right.
Okay. And so I saw this conversation from a person online and figured I would share it. It's apparently, just to give you the backstory, it's somebody who is positive.
Okay.
And they didn't identify what state they're in, but they're returning fire as far as the people that they date who expect them to be forthwith with their HIPAA information, like their private medical stuff. Here's what they had to say.
I'm HIV positive, right? And this is just a PSA to those that are not HIV positive. Disclosure is my choice. When I disclose and how I disclose and who I disclose to is up to me. I find it so crazy how people are telling me that I need to disclose before I go on a date, that I need to disclose before I kiss somebody. This is the craziest one. Before I even tell them my name. It's not happening. I don't think that it's my responsibility to tell someone that I'm HIV positive if they are treating me as if I'm not. Your health is your responsibility. Adopt the mindset of medical practitioners. Assume that everyone has something until they prove to you that they do not. Why are you kissing a stranger or trying to kiss a stranger that you just met? Why are you trying to have intercourse with someone raw that you just met? You don't know me from a hole in a wall. Why are you trying to put your hand of me without any kind of protection? Why do I have to be the one to say, hey, chill out, I'm HIV positive, instead of you asking, taking the time to know me, get to know me, let's go get tested together if you want to take the next step? Why do I have to be the one protecting you from yourself? No, baby, that is not my responsibility. And I just wanted to make that clear. Okay, love you, bye.
Interesting.
Dude, that is wrong. And I'm pretty sure that's illegal.
It's illegal in our state.
Like, you're supposed to disclose.
It absolutely is illegal in our state.
Disclose before
you have intercourse.
But,
intercourse, yes.
But before the first date?
I mean,
now, that's not the legal part of it.
Right.
Our part is just disclosure before you put somebody at risk. That person is responding to, I'm out at a nightclub, some dude buys me a drink, and then all of a sudden he's trying to kiss me and trying to, get up on me. And she's like, it's not my responsibility to tell somebody in that juncture. Like, I'm not supposed to stop you from trying to kiss me and says, hey, here's my health information.
Yeah.
You should be procuring that information before you come at me with your tongue out.
I feel like most people before a first date, some people would prefer to know that information before even attempting to go on a first date. If you're out at a club or anything like that, and I guess it happens, or
but isn't that what she just said though? Like, okay, say in the dating world that we're in. We all talked about utopia. We talked about, the real standard should be you meet somebody, you guys feeling each other, you guys decide, hey, let's take this further, y'all both go get tested together, y'all abstain from other people so we know these tests are real, and then once they come back clean, you guys can go off in love and do everything you could do because there's nothing wrong.
Right.
That's perfection.
Yes.
Not really many people live there. So what we do is, we just kind of fall into it and then backdoor your way into testing.
Yeah.
She's saying that if I meet you in some sort of app situation and we go to dinner, I shouldn't have to disclose it to you immediately. Like, let's see what we think about each other before I share that.
I mean, to say, she said, to say before the name, I think that's a little unrealistic and crazy. But I do feel like if somebody's coming and going to make out with you or anything like that, I would like the courtesy of somebody telling me that. Because I'm going to be real. I'm not going to talk to somebody if I know they are positive.
That's also another reason why she's like, can you get to know me first?
Well, look at what's said out of the 315. Who's kissing some random that quick? Rich. You're in Ybor.
There's a lot of
let
people.
them know.
There's a lot of people. And then when you have alcohol in your system, everybody's out having a good time. You find somebody that you like. Dude, it's not crazy for somebody to just randomly make out with somebody. I've done it before.
And so that escalates everything like times 10 because you just met, y'all are making out on the dance floor, and now you're headed wherever afterwards. It expedites everything.
Sure. Out of the 253 Washington State, I'm a former corrections officer, and there was a guy that was incarcerated for having unprotected sex with 15 different women without disclosing his HIV status. He was sentenced to 134 years in prison.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. Sex is one thing. This person is saying it's not my job to protect you, which is not the Florida state law. Florida state law, and I looked it up specifically, Florida state has a number of laws that criminalize people living with HIV, including laws that require disclosure of HIV status to sexual partners, laws that prohibit sex work, and laws that prohibit donating blood and other bodily fluids. That's like specifics. So, I don't think that you have to put it on your Tinder ad.
No.
But realistically, where is it that you should identify that information?
But HIV is not transmitted through saliva. So we got a couple of texts in about
that.
If
they have a cut in their mouth, if there's open wounds, it can be transferred that way.
It's a positive partner into their bloodstream.
Yeah. So if somebody has an open cut, your saliva gets in there, it's possible.
If both partners have bleeding gums or sores, and then the blood from the HIV positive person gets into the bloodstream of the HIV negative person, there is a chance.
I was told that after all of that verbiage that somebody explained to me one day, they said, translation, either one of y'all could have, or both of y'all could have gingivitis and mess around and leave infected.
And everlasting.
Because that's when your gums bleed.
Yeah.
You know what the messed up part is that this mentality is probably the exact reason why she got HIV. Like somebody thinking like that and doing that to her, because they probably didn't disclose to her whether they had it. And
I don't know how they got it, but I mean, just the conversation of somebody disclosing, or at least the lesson that, like I said, people are loose out there. I mean, you just referred to it. People are out there, and if you're not in the dating world and you're in a relationship or you got a family structure, so you're not outside like that, then maybe you're not aware of how the dating has progressed and how the forward activity has progressed. That's why when that person wrote that saying who's kissing that fast, I looked over here to Kissy Claus because I'm like, bro, can you explain it to him? They outside like that.
Oh, yeah, dude. And dude, if you're in the mood, you're not going to be like, oh, hey, it's old mood killer. Have you got tested?
Yeah.
Like,
let me see your charts.
Nobody does that, even though we should.
I know you're drunk off gummies right now, but let me ask you, if you had to think of how many people that you have kissed before you actually knew them.
There's a lot. Like,
I'm not looking for a number, but I'm like, is it something that has rarely happened, kind of happened, or that's just the game?
Not anymore, but I'm not gonna lie. In like college, and high school, there were times that I was at parties. All of us would be getting drunk, and people just get wild and just start making out with each other.
Rich is a kissing bandit over here.
Yeah, Kissy Claus. I call him Kissy Claus.
No, but like even like college and stuff, and I know a lot of people, when you're partying and doing that stuff, alcohol's going, and then you get really, really drunk. Yeah, sometimes you don't even ask people for their names.
There's one person who just wrote us out at 863. They're like, sadly, you forget some people are born with it as well.
Yeah.
So it's not like they got it during their own, bad choices and stuff. Some people are born into that and still don't feel it's something that they should be sharing off rip. I shouldn't have it as the headline on my Tinder ad.
Right.
Or I shouldn't sit down to a dinner that's a platonic dinner that we're looking to see if we want to get to know each other.
Sure.
Like, how do we feel about that? Single, you're single. I mean, you can't. You're single. All right. So you sit down with a new girl and you go to dinner with her. And she's HIV positive.
It definitely changes the entire.
But you don't know.
But if I don't know, that's one thing that I would like to know.
You would like to know at dinner?
Oof.
Because if I'm having dinner with you, we're not kissing. We're not, I mean, I know your kissy clause, so it might happen over bread.
I mean, I don't necessarily say that, but when I do go on first dates with people, I'll just be like, oh yeah, how often do you get tested? You know, that is
on the first date?
That is always a conversation. Hell yeah.
Damn, Rich knows what he's there for.
Damn.
But that's a conversation that should be had.
It's good.
Like, especially because I don't know her intentions. So if I'm going to be out on this date, me personally, I have a goal in my head. There's a lot of guys that have that same goal.
On the first date?
On the first date, I will ask, when was the last time?
That's ballsy.
Nah,
like real. Like, I mean, I salute you for it if you can get away with it. But man, I ain't never had that that conversation on the first date.
No, dude, I do it purposely. Because it lets them know that, like...
What you there for?
Right.
Well,
that's what it lets them know.
No, but it lets them know that, like, I'm taking my precautions and I'm doing my due diligence to find out, you know.
I'm being very responsible. I just met you, Miss Lady, but let's talk our sex.
But that's responsible, though. If I just go in there all willy-nilly, like... It's gonna
Did you see what the 863 just wrote?
Rich speed dating them home.
It's not even like that. Dude, I've been with one person this year.
Listen, I'm not... Look, these are your words.
I know, but I'm saying this is
just their interpretation of what you're saying, though. Yeah. Like, I mean, whatever the math is behind it, sitting down at a first date with somebody that you don't presume you're going to have any kind of sexual intercourse with at that moment. So for them to say, hey, before we even order hors d'oeuvres.
No, it's not like that. You just slide it in somewhere. You slide it in somewhere. Because, you know, the question.
I bet you do.
No, stop it. No, because, like, the question always asks, oh, so why are you single? Why are you this? Why are you that? Oh, I'm single because of this.
Because I got HIV is what you want to hear.
No, I mean, if that's the reason why, yeah, for sure. But.
You said you have only been with one person this year.
Yes.
Don't look over here, man. I'm not outing anybody.
One person in 2024. You
man, if this not plead the fifth.
That's what you said.
I did. It is one that I remember.
See, this is where it gets messy when you on them gummies right there. So I'm gonna help you out, Rich.
I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right, Meredith, get off his back over here. We're trying to get to a lesson out here, and you like out here, truth checking him.
Yeah, but you ran past it. And I was like, I know everybody in the car was like, wait a minute, did Rich say he's only been with one person?
Seriously, it's a conversation that should be had, especially if you're trying to go there. You should have that conversation.
This says later that night we laid. Well, okay, this is a lot. This says. No, later that night, we laid in bed together and we just held each other because she was so open and honest with me.
Before that, it says, went out on a first date and the girl told me that she had an STD. And I wrote back, did that stop you from you dating her? And he said, no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, wow, on the first date, she said she had
an STD.
Wow, the one that sticks with you. Mm-hmm. Okay. But, yeah, I've heard people say you can date around...
If you have a breakout, then you just don't do it.
So, okay.
That's what I know.
So if somebody identifies as, hey, I got something going on, and they just, what do you say? They just held each other. They later that night, we laid in bed together, and we just held each other because she was so open and honest with me.
And isn't that, you got to reward that. If you appreciate that. I mean, you could have said bye.
Rewarded.
Yeah, like spending time with her, not kicking her or gone. You know?
Yeah, because
we both disclosed information about our past and we both accepted who we are and the things that we've been through. So it was just comforting.
See now?
That's beautiful.
That is really lovely. It is.
I'm going to be honest. If I was on a date with a woman and she told me that she was positive or something like that, it would totally change the trajectory of the night. And I didn't stop.
He's like, God, no, I can't have sex
trajectory of the night. Okay?
I got you, John. I heard you.
What'd you say?
It would change the trajectory of the night. Yeah. Like, I mean,
I said it right the first time.
I wasn't even laughing at the way you said it. I was just laughing at you saying, oh, you're positive. Well, that changes the trajectory.
I'm not going to say that, but it's like, after that, honestly, it would kill it for me. It would kill the mood for me.
I think after, I would say the second or third date, because you really find out the first date if you even want to go out with this person again.
Yeah. This person out of the 478 says you should want to know these things from the get-go. You can want to know them, but the person who is experiencing it doesn't want that to be their label.
Right.
They don't want that to be their calling card. And so they're not going to give you that information if you're not in one of those precarious situations that the law refers to.
Right.
Somebody who's getting ready to have sex, somebody who's getting ready to exchange bodily fluids. I'm sitting down with you over lump crab. Mm-hmm. Like we're not sexing. Yeah. My fork is going in the crab, your fork is going in the crab. I don't think I can get you sick based off of us sharing a crab cocktail. Mm-hmm. I don't think so. You're not sipping out of my drink. I'm not sipping out of your drink. And if we do, that still isn't a risk either.
What day would you pick to let that information free if you just started seeing somebody?
I'm aware of the law. I would like to know off rip, but I'm also trying to understand when I hear somebody on a recording like that saying, I'm not my diagnosis.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to walk up to you and say, hi, how are you? Here's my medical history when I shake your hand.
I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? While on my side of being single, mm-hmm. I would love to know, but I don't think I have the right to expect it.
Sure.
But I do know if I'm in a situation, matter of fact, I think you should post that up like in a frame at your house. Do you know Florida state law says you need to identify you got something before you put us into a situation?
We are going to frame that in the house.
If we in here cuddling and you cuddling and caressing, yeah, you better, yeah.
We got a question for you out of the 727.
Sure.
Question for O, because you seem like a nice dude. If a girl pours her life story and comes across that she actually has, I don't know what this is, but gonorrhea is what I'm assuming, would you change your thoughts about her? She's beautiful. She opens up to you. She listens, and you'd be taken care of. It's her first date. Look at your face.
But what? And so I'm on the first date, and she pours her heart out to me that she has something.
Yeah, you both are connecting, basically. Yes, and then she opens up at the end of the date, and she says, "Hey, by the way, I have gonorrhea," which I believe is curable, but.
Listen, we had dinner. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not him with the trajectory. Like, I have my own intentions as a guy. Mm-hmm. If I'm at dinner with you, sure, I would, love for it to close out the way we want it to close out.
How's that any different from what I said?
But I'm just saying.
How is that any different from what I said?
My presentation is different than yours.
Yeah,
it's different.
I'm being real.
Bro, can I answer my own question? I just barely referenced you. This ain't a presidential debate. Like, he mentioned my name. I would like to rebut, please.
Go ahead.
No, what I'm saying is that we're all in the same realm as guys. We want it to close out the way we want it to. Mm-hmm. But I honestly, I've had two people who I was cool with, like close with, who did let me know. Mm-hmm. And honestly, one person, when like we were cool. Like she was like, hey, like flirty. And I was like, boy. And then I messed around and said, hey, we should link up. Kind of just presented it after like a year of us back and forth.
Wow.
And the person said, no, I don't think we should do that. And I said, what? Why? And then she said, well, I have. And I was like, oh, okay.
Right there.
And then
all right, cool. Huh?
And then what happened next?
What do you mean?
We
still say hi to each other and stuff like that, but we don't flirt no more.
But
what's the point now?
No, but right there, at least she had the respect to tell you.
Absolutely, because I've been sweet, and she was like, "You're such a sweetheart." I'm like, "You're beautiful too." Mm-hmm. But I'm like, all right, okay, all right, and so we're still cool. Like, but that part of it just isn't a part anymore.
I'm going to read this and keep it anonymous. I'm HIV positive, undetected, and when I was dating, I would generally share that information if I felt the time was leading to. Most informed people are on, I believe it's the pill that prevents you from having it. I think it's called PrEP, and I'm also gay, so it's rather a more commonality.
Yeah. Trust me, I got friends who are like on Grindr and all that stuff, and that conversation is just a different trajectory, like you referred to earlier. But I don't think anybody should be scarlet lettered or anything like that, because
that's not fair.
especially there are people who have found love, gotten married, had children, all around outbreaks and diagnoses and stuff like that. So I mean, it's not like you're just supposed to be vanished to some sort of island.
I agree.
But that recording got my attention because a lot of people weren't aware of when you needed to diagnose. I don't think you should do it at dinner. I do think you should do it when you're, it shouldn't be on your ad or your resume top line. But if you're in a situation where it's now getting hairy, you have to.
Yeah.
It's the law.
I agree.
And I think everybody should be under the awareness of that. That's the law. You can get prosecuted for that and put away like the person had referred to. So just to be clear.
Yeah. So for me personally, it would be like the second or third date, just to make sure that we have a good vibe and that I like this person. I'm not just willy-nilly going to start telling everybody if I have something.
This it says Simisola writes, I'm sorry, Orlando. You have the right to know the information up front if you're going out on a date with someone. Most times after the date, people kiss or they have sex. So that person needs to let you know if it goes that way. If it doesn't go that way and y'all are just having dinner and that's the end of it, then okay.
Yeah.
But if you see that at the point she might want to kiss you or you might want to kiss her or that you're attracted to each other, then yeah, they need to be letting you know.
I don't know about the whole kiss thing.
It's the open wounds thing. The saliva, you need a lot. Like they said, like 5 gallons of saliva for you to maybe
Even
contract
transfer
it,
it, okay.
to transfer it. But the open wounds thing,
5 gallons of saliva?
yeah. But that's because I said the
Who
spit.
was the they that said that? Like the state?
Somebody just texted in just now.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. Okay.
They said sex ed told them about that.
Okay.
But the open wounds thing, you don't know who has gingivitis like you were talking about before, or somebody having lacerations in their gums. You don't know.
Oh,
So
this is all just very sexy.
And that's you know what? Somebody said that to me, and they said this is the most unsexy conversation.
Yeah.
When we were talking about it, like in the past, and I was like, but isn't that what you're supposed? That discomfort.
Yeah.
Is what we really are supposed to be doing with partners.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be that discomfort. We go from comfortable, immediate comfort, to discomfort when they bring it up, then try and work our way back to comfort so we can smash.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Like that really is kind of scary if you're a single person in the dating world.
yeah, but you know what is sexy? Being safe and knowing. So
Oh yeah, because if you both clean like a seal. Oh my
Like a seal.
God! We going. If we both know we clean, oh my God, we own it. Like we rolling around like the circus.
No, but this, I know we're joking around now about it, but this isn't something that you should joke around about. Like your health is very important, so everybody should talk about that stuff.
No. The reason we're having this conversation realistically is we're gonna take this video, put it up on YouTube. We're gonna take the audio, we're gonna put it up on our podcast for wild941.com, and then parents that are talking about stuff or dating folks, you know what's even better than having that uncomfortable conversation? Sitting and listening to this with a person that you're dating and then say, man, that's crazy, right?
So when was the last time you got tested?
So while we discussing and have the discussion,
Yeah.
let us be the impetus of you having that real conversation.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
That's
So
a good way to do it.
there you go. Just your freak show helping you out. Well, at least Orlando. The gummies are on the other side of the
What are you
board.
talking about? We had a very educational conversation.
I don't know. You still on the gummies, so I don't know how that really works out with you. But all right. Anyway, if you want to date Rich, just know he's not kissing you on the first date. 'Cause he has
As long as you got your test results.
he wants to know about his trajectory. All right. Yeah.
Orlando and the Freak Show.
Thank you for watching this video. For all things wild, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support the channel.